Resident Evil 9 released just last week and it already broke multiple records, including double the players from RE4 Remake on Steam and sold over 5 million copies globally in just 5 days. But is it just the hype train or the honeymoon phase? Is it just because Leon is finally back in a real sequel? Or is there more behind the layers of this onion? Well, let's rev up our chainsaws, get into our new sexy black Porsche and drive straight into this. The game starts off with us meeting our new cutie patootie protagonist Grace Ashcroft in her FBI office. Immediately we see that she is a data analyst and also very nervous when talking to other people. At first glance she is just a shy introvert. Her boss calls her into his office and wants to send her on a mission to research strange deaths at the Wrenwood Hotel, the place in which Grace's mother was murdered. A little insensitive to say the least. Grace reluctantly accepts, and holy mother of God, this game looks incredible. I want to talk about the graphics real quick, and I don't know what voodoo magic Capcom used to pull this off, but the entire game looks just as good as this intro city scene, and during my playthrough I encountered a total of 0 bugs, glitches or FPS drops on PC, even during high action moments. The optimization for this game is flawless, and I've seen only positive receptions for the console releases as well. Now, back to Grace. We meet a nice policeman just before entering the premises of the Wrenwood Hotel, have a little alley exploration section and witness a bunch of crones looming over us, which is never a good sign. We enter the hotel and after a thorough investigation we find a bed filled with pictures of Grace and her mom all over, which leads to Grace having a flashback of how her mother was murdered, and Jesus Christ, this is some of the greatest voice acting I've ever heard in my entire life. After the traumatic flashback we meet the nice policeman again, but now he wants to give us a big kiss, and by that I mean eat us alive. After a swift disposal of the pervert, we meet our new antagonist. He explains how he was actually the one who planted the body around the Wrenwood Hotel because he knew that Grace would be the one sent to investigate it. He needs Grace for currently unknown reasons, but we learn that she is very special, so he sends her a lullaby and kidnaps her. With the end of Grace's introduction, we lead into one of the greatest intros that mankind has ever seen.
Talk to me. Is this one like the others?
Well, same black blotches.
And it's not post-mortem lividity.
No. No, this is different. That's 6 now. 6 survivors of Raccoon City, all dead from the same thing.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. No, it's not.
But I have something for you. The team has settled on a person of interest. Someone with ties to Umbrella. Victor Gideon.
Who is he?
A former T-virus researcher. Hey, I just got a report of a missing police officer. It might be unrelated, but he disappeared near where the 5th body was found. You there, Leon?
Yeah. I'm here.
You okay?
Some of the edges. Check it out.
I wanted to let the entire Leon intro play out because it's so perfectly done. The build-up, the camera angles, the music, the voice acting, it's incredible. With Leon's intro, we learn that the name of our new antagonist is Victor Gideon, who has ties to Umbrella and is a former T-virus researcher, and our mission is to catch that nasty son of a bitch. After a short ride in Leon's new sexy black Porsche, we spot Victor Gideon walking with Grace over his shoulder like...
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Nothing. Me?
Just hanging around.
Jokes aside, Victor might be an ugly motherfucker, but the man has aura. Look at his slick ass moves, man. I already love to hate him. After infecting a bunch of people with his dart gun, we finally get to play as Leon, and it is a sight to behold. The gameplay is instantly familiar and it feels just as great as you would expect. The difference is, he is now equipped with a giant hand cannon which pop heads like water balloons, and whoever had the idea to name it Requiem is a genius. Another addition to his arsenal is an actual tomahawk. And as ridiculous as it might sound, he pulls out a whetstone to sharpen it mid-battle, and it's glorious. Alongside his new toys, Capcom gave him some new moves. You can now execute enemies depending on what you're using. For example, you can smash zombie heads into cars, kick splatter them into walls, or point blank shoot them with the pistol, and it is endlessly badass. After the street fight, we get an address from HQ, the Rose Hill Chronic Care Center, and this is the point where I'd argue that the game really begins. A small PSA. I'm gonna stop explaining the game's story now to avoid major spoilers, and I'll be discussing only the core mechanics in the first few hours of the game with parts that have already been revealed in the trailers. The Care Center starts off with two separate intro sequences. The first one is Grace and the second is Leon. The Grace section is true and genuine horror. We wake up completely tied up and have no idea where the hell we are. After a little back and forth, we're able to untie ourselves, we do a little bit of exploration and we find a gate, but in classic Resident Evil fashion, we need a key item to unlock it. We go back for it, and that's precisely when we get the reveal of the girl.
You got games on your phone?
The new Giant Stalker, it is so incredibly done because the entire build-up to this point is constant tension, you have no idea what to expect, and after getting a little jump scare, then she is slowly revealed, and it is textbook perfect horror. After the reveal, we get a stalking gameplay section in which we can get accustomed to the sneaking mechanics and the general tone of what the atmosphere of the game will be while playing as Grace. After that's over, we switch back to Leon, and I know it, you know it, we all know it, we've seen it from the trailers. 3 words: badass, one-liners, chainsaw. Leon's gameplay is the perfect piece to tie this game together. After getting horrified by Grace's parts in the game, going back to Leon for kicking some zombie ass is the perfect tension relief that we need. With the introduction of the Care Center now done, the main character we will be playing as in here is Grace, and it is wonderful. The level design here is absolute masterclass. The Care Center has so many layers to it, a lot of secrets and optional rooms to explore, and it is exactly what you would expect from a great Resident Evil level to be. The magical storage boxes are also back in full force. Grace's initial inventory space is very small, so the survival horror here is very apparent, and you need to manage your inventory well to survive. The more you explore the Care Center, the more items you find, and yes, there is a shop of sorts. By doing certain optional tasks, you acquire antique coins, which you can then spend for permanent upgrades, which do include more inventory space. Now, the zombies. The zombies in this game aren't your average mindless zombies. Each of them has a distinct personality and they interact with the environment in completely different ways. They speak, roam entire zones, some of them sing, and one specific motherfucker is obsessed with saving electricity by turning off all the lights in the damn building. All of this increases the tension and feeling of dread, because the zombies seem to have some intelligence left in them and you never truly know what to expect. The final thing I want to mention is a new item called the Blood Collector. This enables Grace to collect blood from dead enemies or certain objects and craft all sorts of items to increase your chances of survival. This really enhances the backtracking and adds another layer to it, so it honestly never feels like, oh damn, I need to go all the way back only for this one single item and then come back here again. You always have something to do and you get rewarded for it. It's actually a great addition to the game, plus you never know. Some dead zombies might not be so dead after all. All in all, the care center is perfect in every way in my opinion, and I would honestly say it's my favorite part of the entire game. Leon's part of the care center resumes in the attic with a fun little boss fight, and after that we need to get to Victor's office for more information. It's an overall short section, but an amazing attention to detail is that all of the enemies you killed as Grace remain dead. Nothing much else to say about this part besides it's great fun to go guns blazing with Leon after the constant fear we felt as Grace.
One thing after another.
Man oh man, the basement. This part of the game truly kept me on my toes the entire time. It genuinely scared the crap out of me, but at the same time it was insanely enjoyable to play. It's a more condensed area, smaller than the care center, but the level design was sublime with great backtracking, enemy placement and shortcut unlocks, and it had very memorable moments, especially a certain one that gets very bloody. After successfully escaping the basement, we are tasked with finding a way to escape this hellhole for good, and the rest of this chapter as Grace is filled with adrenaline rushing moments and amazing cutscenes. Cutting back to Leon, we find a sniper rifle and we get out on the roof. This is a perfect gameplay sequence to help us get acquainted with the sniper rifle. We start blowing up some heads so we can help Grace make her escape. After killing all of the enemies, we switch back to Grace, and the next chapter with Grace is executed to perfection, and all I can say is it contains a very exciting boss fight with great mechanics and you will feel amazing after it. From this point on, I would say that part 2 of the game now starts, and even the entire gameplay has major spoilers, so I will try to be brief for you guys. Now, if you think Leon's parts were short in part 1 of the game, this is where shit goes down. Raccoon City is completely focused on action and fully immerses you in being the badass Agent Leon you know and love. You can even feel it in the level design also. The backtracking is significantly reduced and it's more linear than the care center, which to some people might be a downside, but to me, I think it's a perfect blend of exploration and action sequences. And if you think Raccoon City looks very bland, apocalyptic and overall one-dimensional, you wouldn't be entirely correct because Capcom has thought of that also. There is still a lot of visual variety to the level design, but you will just have to trust me on that. The remainder of the game is longer than you might think, and I don't want to spoil any surprises. All I can say is that there are a lot of them, especially if you are a long-time Resident Evil fan, you will absolutely adore this game. My first playthrough ended in just under 9 hours, but I believe that the game doesn't count cutscenes and some other minor things because according to Steam, I've played the game for 15 hours when I rolled the credits, and overall, it definitely felt much longer than 9 hours. If you're worried about the game length, you shouldn't. In modern Resident Evil fashion, there's multiple challenges and unlockables for replaying the game in specific ways to keep things fresh for a good while and keep you interested. You also get lots of behind the scenes footage and concept art, which is really nice, especially if you enjoy looking at the development process. Now, for the negatives. The game is so incredible that, believe it or not, I have only 2 nitpicks. The first one is that the store in the game is just a box. The damn AI stole everyone's job, man. You don't have any NPCs similar to RE4's Merchant or the Duke from Village. I get that Raccoon City has been bombed, but they could have come up with something like, let's say, talking to HQ from the box interface so you can place an order and then a care package falls through the sky by plane. That might be a bit of a stretch, but something other than just a box would have been nice. My second nitpick, and it just might be a me issue, but there were a few boss fights in which I felt like the hitboxes and attacks weren't telegraphed too well, and it wasn't clear where exactly I should move to avoid the damage. But even then, the difficulty felt pretty solid. Resident Evil Requiem is a phenomenal game which is polished to perfection in my opinion. Grace is an incredible character with an endearing and very well written development arc. The more the game progresses, the stronger and bolder she becomes, and I truly hope we see more of her in the future. Leon, on the other hand, finally feels like the mature version of his original RE4 self that we've always wanted, and it's absolute perfection. Some of his one-liners were hysterical and got me laughing my ass off. Victor Gideon is an awesome antagonist, and I really enjoyed his screen time in this game as well. All of the main actors did a stellar job at portraying the characters. Grace's VA especially deserves an award for her work. Every sigh, stutter, and cry felt genuinely real. The story overall wrapped up in a very satisfying way, and I'm very happy with the ending that we got. The sound design and music are also top-notch, especially the guitar riffs during some of the Leon sections, and of course, we have a new save room theme that we will look back on with great nostalgia in a few years. With Grace's terrifying segments and incredible level design, Leon's one-liners and action-packed combat, cinematic and adrenaline-rushing boss fights, a good story and music to tie it all together, all of it makes it a perfect package for one of the best Resident Evil games ever made and a true modern horror masterpiece. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below, like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more awesome content. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Peace.